She wouldn't let me have anything, no TV. Never had any friends coming over. So it was, at the time I was a teenager, so I was really bored. So all I did was I would just listen to music and draw. I have a lot of appreciation for that. She actually inspired me. If someone takes time to stop and look, if they want to look at, say, a piece of pottery, you know, that if they'll just stop and look, even if they don't like it, even if it disgusts them, I feel that my job's been accomplished. Right now I've been working with mostly pottery. I do a lot of Mississippian type designs. Probably the past 10 years, trying to resurrect some of these older styles, these older patterns. I get a lot of my information out of these anthropology books. I like to try to decipher these symbols. They all have different meanings. I've been working with other people, such as Dan Townsend. He has a lot of information on what they actually mean. There's a lot of meanings behind them, but we're just now figuring them out. Dan Townsend's sort of my mentor. I use his words a lot. He says, symbols are a language. We have a lot of history here. There's just a lot of history that's been lost. To see people working on bringing that back, you know, I want to be part of that. This is a spider design. There's a story about the spider. He was the one that carried the fire, and Cherokees are known as the fire people. It's a creation story. These designs are more than 1,000 years old, so it goes a long way back. I refer to that as mountains and stars. It just represents here the mountains and the stars. Where we live by the river, we always encountered water snakes, and they had this block patterns. I noticed on this snake, and it was real long. I was amazed, at the same time I was frightened. I use a lot of snake patterns. The Mississippian universe consisted of 3 different worlds. You had the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world. Humans inhabited the middle world, and we had different symbols that represented those worlds, such as the snake. The snake was known to travel back and forth from the middle world to the underworld or beneath world. And if you see a symbol with him having wings, he's actually inhabits all 3 worlds. He's actually traveling to the upper world or the heavens. This design here is known throughout the southeast. Here in Cherokee, people refer to it as a shaman's knot. Or I've heard too that it was life's long journey. Whenever a community is going through a tough time, how they pull together, it creates a knot. I like to mix it with the contemporary style. Drawing was my first love. I did a drawing of Maggie Wachacha. I was a junior in high school. There was an art show in Spruce Pine. This piece actually won the first place. They put it in the Capitol building for a whole year. This was a wanted poster I did. It has wanted Andrew Jackson, crimes against humanity, and responsible for the deaths of 4,000 civilians. I took a few pieces around and hung them up different places so people can see it. But I signed it in the Silberry. If they wanted to trace it back to me, they could. I found this, it's from the 60s era. The guy was on Alcatraz Island after they took over that island back in the 60s. I got the idea from John Trudell. He was saying that a huge debt is owed to the drunken Indian because in the way that we still have our culture today thanks to them. They hid behind these certain masks of alcoholism. They wouldn't subject themselves to what they were supposed to conform to, and in a way they held on to their traditions. This is Elias Boudinot. He worked with Cherokee Phoenix. He was a pioneer of our history, but he actually died for signing the Treaty of New Echota in 1835. He's really an amazing person. I don't really agree with some of his actions. This story here, it's about a raven having fear of the hawk, not saying something so loud, or the hawk may hear it and take vengeance and cast a spell on someone if, you know, he didn't like what was heard. For me, I'm not a very good speaker. It's like anytime I speak, nobody really listens. But if I write or if I translate it into an image, people pick up on it real quick. I chose this as a way to have a voice. If I'm able to inspire, that's my whole passion. That's what drives me. I always thought of myself as a vessel for my people. What I do, it's not for me. It's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. It's about people as a whole, as a community, as the Eastern Band, even as Cherokee.